Welcome to the reptile room. Today we're going to build a bioactive enclosure for a customer's young Dumerals boa. So we're going to start with a 36 by 18 by 18 Exoterra enclosure. This will be a great start for the young one. Let's add some substrate. This is just cocoa fiber. It's not a great bioactive substrate on its own, but it can be a nice additive to what we're about to put in. Let's make sure we break it up. This stuff comes in a brick and you hydrate it with water. You don't want any dry clumps left in there. That's not going to be very appealing. Now we're going to add some ABG semi-arid mix. This is a lovely bioactive substrate, and it's pretty dry on its own, but with the cocoa fiber added in there, we're going to have the perfect climate for a Dumerals boa. Sort of a semi-arid forest floor to shrubland sort of biome. We're looking for about 40 to 60% relative humidity within that enclosure, and this should hold that quite nicely. Now we need some structure in there. I always like to use field collected pieces. They just look better than the imitation artificial woods that's often available for pets, and they function in the ecosystem more effectively as well. Of course, we need some live plants. Without that, the bioactive doesn't active. That's part of the life cycle. What's going to happen is we're going to add some isopods and springtails. These are our janitors. These little workers are going to break down waste matter from the snake and from the plants and mold that forms on these pieces of wood. And they'll process it into matter that the plants can use to grow. The cycle continues, and it makes a complete biome. If properly maintained, you shouldn't really have to do substrate changes in a well-balanced bioactive. These are springtails. I'm just going to use some water to displace them out of this charcoal since I don't want chunks of charcoal in there. We got some in there anyways though. Let's take a closer look. These guys have a little springy mechanism under their tail that they can put tension on and then flick to jump forward. And these are some dairy cow isopods. They're going to do a lot of the heavy lifting in this enclosure. They're little crustaceans, not bugs. You might know them as roly-polies or woodlice. Fresh water is always an essential. The isopods won't clean this for you, so you got to clean this out every day. And now comes the rain. This will kick off the ecosystem. Isopods are settling in. Let's add our snake. There he is, checking things out. He's a little cautious entering at first, but he quickly warms up to it, and the isopods don't seem to mind his presence. And there he is, happy as a pig in a blanket. It's of course important to remember how large a snake is going to get when you purchase it. That enclosure is going to be fantastic for that little Dumerals boa for a little while, but of course they do get bigger. This much bigger to be precise.